Listen, if you've been told there's no secret to building muscle, you can only build muscle slowly, or worse than that, you can gain muscle, but you'll pack on a little bit of fat while doing it, you've been lied to. And today, I'll prove it to you. Oh, I've seen it all. I'm a pro bodybuilder, so you can imagine what I've seen guys do out of desperation and greed over precious muscle. I've seen guys train for 7 hours straight. I've seen dudes take outrageous amounts of illegal gear that would kill them in the end if they keep it up. And I've seen thousands of guys just like you, good guys, who are just wanting to gain 10, 20, and maybe even 30 pounds of rock hard muscle in the right places. A bigger chest, bigger arms, cut abs, and delts that look so killer, it looks like you have to turn sideways even just to get through the door. And let's be honest, you want more attention. Hey, it's normal. Attention from women, sure, it's gonna happen. Jealous friends in the gym, bound to happen too. And with that attention comes respect, confidence, and the power to move through life like an alpha animal, taking charge and making shit happen, and forging a life out of iron, one that you can control, not that controls you. However, here's what I've never seen. In over 15 years of training, I've never seen anything come close to this almost alien method of gaining muscle. You'll end up totally lean with that beach-ready body you want, even though your diet barely changes. That's because this method is actually automatically burning body fat while you train. More body fat than you can ever burn by even starving yourself. And it's fast. How fast? 200% faster than traditional weight training. We're talking about adding several pounds of lean muscle every week. Not every month, every week. That's 10 pounds in less than 5 weeks. 20 pounds in 10 weeks. Really as much muscle as you desire. And here's the really incredible part. Guess what's feeding all this new muscle in your body? Your unwanted, unwelcome, downright ugly body fat. This one technique, revealed in detail within this free presentation, gives you more muscle mass faster. And it works by using your own body fat for fuel. That's right, dude. You get bigger and leaner at the same time. And that's what you really want. Getting leaner as you get bigger. It makes everything look bigger and feel harder. Just like these guys have done. And literally thousands of other guys I shared this one stealth technique with over the last several months. And let me save you some time. You'll never hear about this in the magazines because I've made 100% sure that everybody I shared it with kept their mouths shut. And for good reason. This unusual method of training was just reviewed and studied by a major university, and I didn't want anyone talking about their insane results until after the protocol was scientifically proven. Are you ready for the secret? Pay attention, because this is the only place you'll ever hear about it. And that's because I'm the guy who invented it and who put it to test in the university. It all starts here. Each of these balloons represents one of your muscle cells. These cells get bigger, you get bigger. And I bet you know that already. Now, you build muscle while resting, not while at the gym. Your mission in the gym is so simple. Stimulate your muscles into growth, period. End of story. Stimulate, then go home and eat. That's what you do. You don't just lift weights. Come on, man. You know that for a fact that isn't working for you. It's the way you lift during your last 4 minutes of exercise that makes all the difference in the world. These 4 minutes create 205% more muscle gain. Fact, not theory. And these 4 minutes are the difference between looking average and looking awesome. How does this weird 4-minute trick really work? First, it takes every cell in your muscle fibers, and just like this balloon, expands them. Normal training tears down muscle fibers and forces your body to go into crisis mode, trying like hell to repair before your next workout. However, you can expand a cell without experiencing this recovery crisis. In fact, that's exactly what my patented, university-proven system is called, Cell Expansion Protocol, or CEP training for short. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced, and it takes a whopping 4 minutes per exercise to automatically trigger the CEP response. So rather than ripping your fibers to shreds, you selectively stimulate. You use the 4-minute CEP training principle to force every cell and every muscle into hyper-recovery mode. Take this balloon. This balloon represents one of your muscle cells. If you were to train the old-fashioned way, this balloon would swell up temporarily. That's the pump we all love, right? And as you know, that pump goes away. Now imagine if your pump never went away. What if you were given the key to tricking your muscle cells into expanding and expanding? And your cells recovered so quickly, it looks as though you have a constant pump. How would that feel? Orgasmic. That's how. There's a reason why this happens with CEP training and not with any other form of muscle building training. And why it cuts everyone's gym time nearly in half at the same time. It goes back to what I mentioned to you before. Myosatellite cells. We've proven that stimulation of muscle tissue using CEP training dramatically increases myosatellite cell production, Myosatellite cells are made by your body to help repair muscle damage. So just think about it for a second. If you stimulate your muscles while using SEP, and SEP produces far more myosatellite cells than traditional training, that means you recover much faster. And faster recovery means faster muscle growth, because a muscle only grows during recovery. Are you getting the really big picture now? Less time in the gym, plus 4 minutes of SEP training at the end of a movement, and you get a ton more of your body's most powerful muscle recovery cells speeding to your aching body parts, blasting your recovery through the roof, and expanding the size and volume of each muscle cell. Expanding muscle cell means mass. As much mass as you want. 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 25 pounds, hell, 50 pounds if you want. By now, you're wanting to get started with SEP training as soon as possible. And the question you have is how? How do you get started? What do you do first? Here's your choice.